Greetings my friends, this is an early game dragon build made for lightning build users and it's especially made for fighting Sin. Now of course you can use the same build for the first 3 dragons as well, but I would highly recommend you wait until you can beat Sin and then farm him for your basic set of items. This account is a little bit over 4000 waves in the game, and I will show you the battle first and then I will go through the units. These levels on this account are quite low. This is basically a minimum what I would recommend for battling Sin in the first place, but still I would recommend you wait until you have a little bit higher levels so that you can kill Sin faster than this. So as you can see, the kill time is quite long till, so I would recommend leveling your units a little bit more so that you can comfortably beat Sin and get your basic set of items. In this setup, the top 2 rows in the castle are responsible for doing the damage against Sin, and the bottom 2 rows are there for support. And also our leader is here for damage as well. Now Zeus and Dark Lightning Archer are level 600 for me currently in here, and Thor and Thunder Tower are level 700. So these 4 units will be your main damage dealers against Sin. I would recommend you level them around to level 1000 before really starting to kill Sin, but this level seems to be just fine and sufficient for beating Sin. And your battle results will look something like this. So the top 4 damage dealers will be these 4 units I just went through. As you are battling Sin, make sure that you set all of these damage dealers to target the boss monster as their targeting ability, so that you can make sure they target Sin first and foremost, and you will be able to deal more damage and kill Sin faster. And just like in the Lightning Wave build, which is by the way linked in the description if you haven't seen it, we have also Stone in here, and we have the Red Defender in here to boost our Thunder Tower's damage. So Thunder Tower is one of the main damage dealers, that's why you want to have these 2 units to boost your Thunder Tower. And also place the mirror on the left side of Thunder Tower so you can get more Thunder Towers for your battle. And also Pure Wizard and Dark Necromancer are your key units in this build and in basically every build in this game, so make sure to include them in every single build you make. And as you are battling Sin or any other dragon, try to aim and time your skills and your abilities in a way that you cast Dark Necromancer when you are casting preferably all 3 of your main damage dealer boosting units, so Zeus, Stone and Dark Lightning Archer. This makes sure that you can deal maximum damage against the dragon while the debuff from Dark Necromancer is active, and this will result in huge DPS boost for you. So make sure to time your Dark Necromancer with your main damage dealers. Thor will do his own job, you don't have to worry about Thor, so he will constantly be on attacking the dragon no matter what you do. And like I said, the bottom 2 rows in this build are for supporting you in your battle against Sin and other dragons, and Chrono is here to increase your game speed because that will make your dragon kills faster. In your early game you can use the passive promotion, which is the left hand side promotion, and as you get a couple of cooldown items you can start using the yellow promotion over here and eventually the blue one as well. But start with the passive one in your Sin build. And Smith is here for healing. For some reason I have not promoted Smith for this account, but let's do that right now. So you should have the left hand side promotion for this battle right here, so that you can get a 60% HP back for your castle once you cast Smith. You probably have to cast Smith once in your first Sin kills. Eventually you won't be needing him anymore, but in your first kills you will want to have the healing from Smith. Dark Assassin is in here for supporting. He will keep on attacking the Sin or any other dragon. Also you can set him to target boss as well. He will do absolutely 0 damage. He should not be leveled for this build. You want to use the Dark Assassin promotion for this one, and the main reason you have Dark Assassin is because of this critical damage debuff. So every time he hits the dragon will get a debuff that once he gets the next critical damage hit in, it will take plus 200% critical damage on that critical strike. So this will just help your main damage dealers to deal more damage against dragon. So he is boosting your damage dealers damage in this build. Druid is here for increased defense. In very early games, in your first kills, you might need Druid for the increased castle defense. At some point, you won't be needing this anymore. You can basically just take Druid off. Druid is not doing anything else in here. He should again not be leveled for this build. He should not be doing any damage for this build. He's only here for this 5% castle defense that will help you maybe tank one more hit from Sin before dying. You can use whichever promotion you want, it won't make a difference at this point. I haven't even promoted this on this account because it will make absolutely no difference for this one. Bishop is in here for further boosting our units. It will give you a little bit of attack speed when you cast him, and also it will boost your Thor's damage a little bit on the field. This is a minor increase for your damage again, so Bishop, like Dark Assassin, is here to boost your main damage dealer's damage against the dragon. And finally we have Dark Elf, who will give you a little bit of healing as well, like Smith as well. At this point, Dark Elf's healing will be extremely low. It probably won't make any kind of a difference, but also main reason we have Dark Elf in here is also because of the Archer Trio buff. This buff will give your Dark Lightning Archer 150% more attack speed. So again, this will boost Dark Lightning Archer's damage against the dragon. That's also the main reason we have Dark Elf. The small amount of HP you get back from the HP steal is a plus. And then about the towers and the castle parts in this build, like we already went through, you will want to have the Mirror and Thunder Tower as one of your main damage dealers. And other than that, we have the Death Worm in here. Death Worm will help you get a little bit of MP back, so that if you're struggling with mana in Dragon build or in Wave build, you will want to have Death Worm in your builds so you can get more MP regeneration. And then we have Frozen Tower for slowing monsters, most likely not even needed for this build. You can basically leave this out as well. I'll put in here, as you can see, it's level 6. You should not be leveling this for damage, just promote it and you will be good to go. The other two slots in here are empty, as you can see. If you have leveled something, you can put them in here, but there's nothing really useful for us in this build, and I would not recommend spending your gold in any other tower at this point than your Thunder Tower and a little bit on Worm as well. For castle parts, we have the Lightning Castle base, so that we can boost our lightning units damage by plus 15%. Then we have the Lightning Castle, the only offensive castle part I have picked for this build. If you have not leveled Lightning Castle and you have leveled some other offensive castle part, you can use that one instead. But Lightning Castle will have the greatest synergy in Lightning build, so I would recommend starting with this one. And then we have Sealed Castle, which will again help us tank a little bit more hits from the Sin before we die. The last slot over here is empty. If you have leveled something, you can again use it in here, but I would recommend focusing on single offensive castle part at this point of your game and just leave this one empty completely. And then behind the castle we have the Altar of Death, which will instantly deal 20% of damage to Sin or any other dragon you are battling as soon as you cast. So cast this in the beginning of the battle once you start battling a dragon. It will cost 200 Dark Crystals every time you do it, so I would recommend setting all your town workers to mine Dark Crystals so that you can spare Dark Crystals for this one as well. This is a great thing to boost your kill time against any dragon, basically in your early game. Below Altar we have the Hero Guild to boost our heroes' damage. We have the tower to boost our tower's damage. This will boost Thunder Tower's damage again, making it a little bit more powerful. And then we have Spring Water to reduce the cooldown of all our units, which is especially great building to have in your basically every build in this game. Right, so that's basically our setup done. We have treasures and skill points left, so let's start with the treasures first. And I'm using the Frozen Bow in here to give my heroes critical chance of plus 5%. I have not leveled my Town Archers for this build. If you have leveled your Town Archers for damage, then you can use the Cursed Knife and increase their damage output. In which case, by the way, you will want to have Dark Skeleton in your build as well, instead of Druid most likely, if you can survive without the 5% increased defense from Druid. So Dark Skeleton will boost your Town Archer's damage against everything in this game. And then we have the Strange Key, and this is the single most valuable treasure you can have when you are battling any dragon or in any dungeon in this game. So every time you do those, have this in your build. Not having this will result you having to farm more, so you're basically wasting time if you are not using the Strange Key treasure. Then we have Power Claw, the most best offensive treasure in this game to boost our damage, and we have the Sharp Arrow, which is not even max level for this account yet, just to boost our critical chance again, so that will make us do more damage and make our dragon kills faster. You can also level this to plus 10 as soon as you can afford it. And then finally we have the Unicorn Shield, which will increase your castle defense so that you can again tank a little bit more hits and be able to survive the dragon. There's not really any other treasures we would like to have for this build. Just make sure you don't use the web. The web does not reduce damage from dragon attacks. They are not considered as ranged for some reason. So use Unicorn Shield instead. And then finally, the skill tree. It's basically the same that you use for your waving build as well. So full lightning tree in terms of what we need for our units, with the exception that we also have the Assassin debuff is applied one more time skill node in here, because we have Dark Assassin as a support hero for this build. You would not have this in your wave build if you are not using Dark Assassin. With 39 points you will have the full lightning tree basically. The only thing you can pick next would be this +2 thunderstorms over here, and then you wanna make sure that you continue and get this increased leader damage node over here that will help your Thor to deal more damage, and then after that you will go up and get this hammer node over here. Once you get hammers for your Thor and Zeus and you can level them up as well, this will help to boost their damage output further. And one thing I want to note is that you will not need these skill points over here. These are for the Lightning Hunter, which is extremely weak hero in this game, and these do not boost your Dark Lightning Archer at all, so leave this out. These are not needed for your lightning build. Great, so one more time, let's skill scene. As soon as I start this fight, I cast the altar to deal 20% of his damage. Then I cast all my main damage dealer buffs and Dark Necromancer to make sure I get the maximum DPS against it. Once my HP gets low, I cast Smith once during the battle, and once the Wizard is off cooldown, of course cast him so that you can get your buffs up and running again. Then you just cycle through your main damage buffs and Dark Necromancer again so that you can get maximum damage against the dragon. Good job, now you have a perfect Sin build going. Go and farm him.